I've only had 1 full week of training. It'll be the head coach's decision, but I'm still not 100%, so we'll see what we'll do. It's kind of been sad, this whole story of
Has he been 100% fit any time this year?
No, not. Has he been 100% fit since he left Chelsea?
No.
And this is just kind of like, you think of the hype and the excitement around Eden Hazard in the Euros, with Belgium up there as one of the favourites.
What excitement?
Yeah. In the past, when he's been fit.
Yeah. If I'm looking at Belgium now,
I'm worried.
He's a forgotten man.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking about other players, and then I think, he still plays for them.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about Lukaku and De Bruyne.
Yes.
And all these players. I'm even thinking about Torgan Hazard, his brother.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
It's crazy.
100%.
No, it's just nuts how it's gone boom.
But you look at this great Belgian side, and then already you're talking about Eden Hazard struggling. De Bruyne gets his face smashed in.
Yeah.
You know, Witsel, who's such a good defensive midfielder, injured, struggling to get back fit. I mean, yes, they have a squad to cover, but when you have that many marquee players missing, you're asking a lot.
He's got to get them up to speed pretty quickly, hasn't he?
Real quick.
You look at Hazard and look at the way that things have panned out since he made that move from Stamford Bridge, Don.
Yeah.
Is there it's almost an impossible question to answer because you don't know his fitness, you don't know his mental state. But you wouldn't.
Well, you're going to ask it anyway.
You wouldn't
so
put your house on the fact we're going to see Eden Hazard ever back to the Hazard who was so prominent in the Premier League.
No chance.
No.
He carried Chelsea on a few occasions.
It was impressive.
I wouldn't be so sure he couldn't get back to that.
Why, Don? Why?
Because there's a talent in him. Because
No, I'll tell you why, Don.
You don't. Well, I know he's had
lost
his
the
injuries.
desire. Anybody that goes to Real Madrid and comes back fat and overweight in pre-season because I couldn't be bothered, that's telling me that, okay, he goes to... He's not...
But that was never his character anyway, Craig.
Well, you can't go to Real Madrid and be a slack ass.
But before Real Madrid, his character was never, I'm going to be so Ronaldo-esque where I'm going to do every single thing possible to be one of the best players in the world. His character...
We heard stories that he wasn't good at training, but then did it on the day. Yeah.
He's very laid back. So even though you want to be at that level, you've got to prove it and do what Ronaldo does and live the life. He doesn't live the life.
Yeah.
But in terms of ability, if the penny then drops and he does live the life and he stays injury-free...
Yeah, but
here's where
that's a big ask.
It's not,
Listen, here's where that
talent's there, so you've got a great starting point if you've got the talent.
Here's where that
do
thing
the other bit, you've got a chance.
Sorry, here's that thing that you just said. Here's where it falls flat on its face. Wasn't always a great trainer, but did it on the pitch. That's fine when you're early 20s.
Right.
Yeah. 25, maybe. As soon as you start getting that little bit older and you're chasing your fitness because of injuries...
Metabolism changes.
Like him, everything changes.
As you get older. Yeah.
No.
I wouldn't say he's finished.
Listen, you've been in his company too long. Nobody said he's finished. The question
in
was
terms of getting back to the very top.
Right.
I wouldn't.
Well, that's not finished. That's can he get back to the top?
I say that loosely.
But can you change your mentality at his age?
But you know what the Madrid press is like, Kasey,
Yes,
and he's
Kasey.
already labelled as fat. The next guy.
So you have to train...
laughing on the pitch afterwards.
You have to train harder,
change
Dan.
him.
Well, you have to...
You can change him.
No, but you have to
drop.
You have to... Listen, we came from a culture that was different to what is today. How they train and look after themselves, or they should, and all the support they get from the sports scientists, we didn't have that, so we did it differently. Yeah. Nowadays, if you're managing your body and you've had injuries, you can't be that player still. If you want to be elite, season after season at Real Madrid and Belgium and World Cups and Euros, you can't continue to be that player that says, I'll be a bit slack in training, but I'll do it on the game, because Mother Nature catches up with you and you've got to do it differently. He's not done it differently. Yeah. And that's one of the reasons he's been struggling, and why I don't think he's got the desire, now that he's filled his bank account up, he's got his big move to get back to the top.
I tell you what, despite the fact obviously missing key players, you fancy Belgium, of course, to get through this group easily, considering they're alongside Denmark, Finland and
Denmark
Russia.
are a good side.
Okay, all right. And we took a look at your predictions. You're all going for Belgium victories, yeah? No problem.
No, straightforward. The Russians might give them a little bit of a test in the game, but they should be too strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, no question. I think Belgium, the squad is strong enough. It's not a hard group. Can they get De Bruyne fit? Can Hazard at least contribute coming off the bench? I think Belgium
It might just be the perfect game for them, where you can say to someone like Hazard, can you give us an hour?
Right.
Can you get some minutes?
No, I
in
don't
the
think you
bank?
can give him an hour.
You wouldn't give him any minutes down.
No,
would
I'm
you?
just saying,
You
he's just
wouldn't-
said he's
you-
come out and he said that he's only trained for a week and he's not 100%.
So as Kasey said, you build him up, you train hard, you build him up behind the scenes, and you've got time to get him into games where that might be the perfect game where you go, give me 45 minutes, give me an hour, and you build him up for the games that's really going to matter.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.